I had a kid who was in medical school for neurosurgery. This kid inboxes me on Facebook and said, Miss Rutherford, we had a test today, and the bonus question asked us to convert from kilometers to centimeters. He said, I was the only one in my class of medical school students that got it right and got the bonus because of what you taught me in 8th grade on how to convert.
Remembered that.
Not having to use math, just using a strategy that still got you to the answer.
Right.
Another example of that was running into a kid. I'm in a whole nother city for a real estate training seminar. She's standing in line, I'm standing in line, and Merlin stops me and says, you do remember me, right? This is 15 years later. She's a whole adult. She was 13 at the time, right? And she was like, I was in your science class. Those moments, I just can't put a price on.
Can't script those.
Can't script them. I have kids that when I was teaching in Stafford, I had a for lack of a better word, a small petting zoo in my classroom. Iguanas, boa, like a 6 to 8 foot boa, a guinea pig, an armadillo. My classroom became the field trip for the primary kids. They would come do a walking tour through my classroom to see and pet the animals. That's what education is to me.
Right.
Bringing the learning to life.
Not
and
just the book,
sure
right?
It's not just the book. You know, that's a guide. We have to focus on it maybe periodically to make sure that we check marked the concept. We got it, got it. Okay.
Right.
Now, how do we take those pages off that book and make this real life? And fortunately, I believe I was gifted with that as a talent, an anointing, a way to take the soul of me and give it back.
Conduit of the energy, right?
Yes.
Facilitator of that energy,
Absolutely.
right? Connecting with the kids.
Even my now 11-year-old, my 18-year-old, showing them that level of excitement, it translates into so many spaces for their thinking that it becomes applied knowledge. It becomes problem solving. It becomes critical and analytical thinking. And then it translates to, Mommy, I spilled water. Now what do I do? And it's like, I want you to turn on your problem solving skills. But those were engaged and enticed and heightened in just those moments when we were having dinner table conversations about the Atlantic Ocean, right?
Right.
It has made them better people. And beautifully, I get to see them as my own kids. Right. But before I had my own, every kid in that classroom was mine. To this day, if I am doing a project, those are my babies. Right. You know, I have been corrected by a superintendent. It's hilarious that I call the children, the babies are my babies. And she said, they walk and they talk. They're not babies. We're going to call them scholars. In my world, they're all my babies. And to have been able to still reinvent that over and over and over again for over 30 years has been a beautiful part of my journey in education.